It's strange to defend someone whom you're not even particularly fond of, but in this case, I'll do it. So let me start out by saying I do not condone DeAngelo Russel being on his phone on the sideline at all. What do these guys have their phones out on the court with them for anyway? You're at work. Well, I guess people take their phones and look at their phones at work now, but I mean, in a basketball game? Come on. It's the playoffs. Maybe you could focus. I don't know where he gets these ideas to behave that way. Maybe filing nails on the sideline, popcorn, dinner. But again, you got to be responsible for yourself. I'm not going to excuse DeAngelo Russell's behavior due to LeBron's behavior. On the other hand, don't give LeBron credit for being a leader then, as so many people like to do. I mean, you can't exactly expect the rest of the team to behave in a great way when your leader doesn't. But again, you have to be accountable for your own actions. So this is on D'Lo. What I want to talk about is the shooting. D'Lo was terrible, obviously. 0% shooting. You can't really defend that. But if we look at LeBron James and LeBron's three-point shooting, are we really going to clap about 16%? I mean, LeBron boosted his shooting percentage with other shots, but what if D'Lo had taken the shots that LeBron took? We're having a different conversation. Let's look at LeBron's first shot of the game. Wide open. In fact, he has an escort of a Laker on each side of him. Good job, LeBron. And the world gets to yell about a 6'9" guy dunking at age 39 as if it's unheard of.
3-on-0, it's James! Big finish!
And he's still needlessly landing awkwardly on a foot injury that, haven't heard much about that recently, have we? We will. At the end of the series, he'll come out in a full body cast. Something people don't talk enough about is how blatantly self-centered he is on these plays. I think it was Rui Hachimura that knocked that ball loose in the first place that allowed LeBron to grab it. Actually, now that I look at it, I think it's AD. But both of those guys pressuring the ball led to this turnover. Actually, that's a foul. Another uncalled foul in the Lakers' favor, and yet LeBron's complaining. I mean, I guess you have that hand as part of the ball thing, which I don't really get, but that looks like Anthony Davis just hit the back of Murray's hands, knocking the ball out of his control. Anyway, back to the original point. LeBron doesn't have the slightest thought about sharing that ball. He doesn't have the slightest consideration about throwing it ahead for Rui to get a dunk. I mean, it's not even entering his mind. He's looking at the ball while he dribbles, as we so often see him doing. This is certainly not the first time I've made a note of this. It's happened so often this season where he has players up ahead of him and he just ignores them and goes ahead and dribbles it from one end to the next. And what does this do? Well, it makes his stats look better on paper at the end of the game. It gives ESPN a chance to show him dunking the ball as a highlight, as if LeBron did everything he could have done during the game. This is what a self-centered person who is playing for stats does. Does he have to give it to Rui? Does he owe it to Rui? No, not necessarily. But the facts are the facts. This is how LeBron James buffers his shooting percentage. I'm sure LeBron fans are saying, you need to give him credit for the defense, that steal. If someone else knocking the ball loose and LeBron being the recipient, being the beneficiary of grabbing the loose ball based on someone else's defense is called a steal, you want to congratulate him for that? I mean, that's one of the reasons I think it's so gross that he didn't pass the ball up the court. That's not his steal. Continuing along with LeBron's inspirational scoring, once again we have a defensive play. That was Rui hitting it toward LeBron, who completely ignores D'Lo going to the three-point line. Now, I think this was probably the right move. D'Lo went to the three-point line to spread the floor. making it easier for LeBron James to get that layup, which actually ended up being a goaltend. Aaron Gordon increased the chances of that counting, since we've seen LeBron blow layups enough times. All right, so in LeBron's inspirational scoring, so far we have 2 layups based off of defensive stops, and one of those 2 layups didn't even go in. Okay, LeBron's next points, and remember to give him props for his incredible defensive rebounds. They probably couldn't have done it without LeBron's athleticism. Anyway, I can't talk too much on this one. This somewhat resembles a basketball move, other than the fact that clearly people aren't really allowed to contest him very hard, but still, at least it looked like a basketball move, and he does finish. So next points, a layup again, but hey, I can't take anything away. It was a contested layup. I can criticize him for complaining on what was clearly not a foul. Let's check in on D'Lo for variety. LeBron using up the shot clock, losing control of the ball, then throwing it to whoever can bail him out. Look at the Nuggets adjust. Look at the Nuggets recover and get out there on D'Lo. You need D'Lo to make that shot, but it's not exactly the same as a layup, is it? Speaking of layups, what do you think LeBron's going to try to do? That's a no-go. And another shot attempt at the rim after traveling. I wonder if D'Lo could get his point total up if he was allowed to travel the way LeBron does. You know, the announcer actually made it sound like a compliment. LeBron stumbling to the rim. I hate to spend too much time on LeBron traveling, but notice the foot that plants when he catches the ball. His right foot, that is his pivot foot, but he goes ahead and gets adjusted on that left foot and decides to swing that pivot foot all the way around behind him. Then he dribbles 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, with you LeBron fans, we're either arguing 2 different versions of cheating. 3 steps, 4 steps. Anyway, with the assistance of the referees, LeBron is now up to 10 points. All of them right at the rim. Next, LeBron uses his giant Balco butt to back down the smaller defender to get his 12th point at the rim. You know, some of you have commented how LeBron's game is just ugly, clumsy compared to Michael's poetry. Look at this. He takes 3 steps backward between dribbles. I take it back. There may be 4. 1, 2, 3. And I think that foot comes down before the ball hits. And that's just the beginning of his violation. If only there'd been an official nearby to see this and call it. Now he proceeds with his patented 2-step hop, followed by 1, 2 more, and another 2-step hop, and a step, and lift up the pivot foot and put it back down real quick. Wherever you fall in the category of arguing that these are or aren't travels, it's ugly. That is some clanky-ass basketball. Well, LeBron finally tries a perimeter shot, and, ooh, what do you know? Not pulling out ahead of D'Lo in the points category quite as quickly that way, are you? LeBron gets a lot of open court transition points. My question is, where is he here? Oh yeah, he's already cheating so that he can get that open court transition point. Aaron Gordon with another goaltend, which I don't have a problem with. I kind of like the mental angle of not letting the opponent see the ball go in. The only thing is, I'm not so sure this one was going in. It looked like it was flying straight back off of that backboard. But in any case, that's how LeBron got to 12. And I would like to point out that this came from defense of his teammates. Reeves got the steal. LeBron was the beneficiary. The team does the dirty work. LeBron gets the glory. Here we are in the third. The Nuggets have the lead now, and they're allowing some layups. Just don't give them the end one. That's not a very strong contest by Aaron Gordon. And LeBron James was also guilty of a hooking foul on that offensive move. Anyway, LeBron gets to 14 points on layups. On this one, watch how Aaron Gordon dropped back to help against AD, which gave LeBron an open shot. AD is helping LeBron with his scoring opportunities with his threat. In this case, LeBron hit it. Can't take anything away from hitting it, but man, his team is helping him with these scoring opportunities. I thought he was supposed to be making them better. Let's look at LeBron helping D'Lo by comparison. I mean, this pass is too high. He's not catching it in a very good shooting position. He's nearly out of bounds, and then there's a defender on him by the time he's able to gather the ball. And that's a difficult shot. I mean, compare the difficulty of D'Lo's shots to what LeBron got all night. Here's a hustle play in which D'Lo gets the ball back, only for LeBron to blow an open three. Imagine making the score 80-85 in this situation, what that would do for morale. Or not blowing a layup like he does here. I mean, this has got to be deflating for the rest of the team. By the way, I pause it there because LeBron is guilty of rapping. I think I said hooking earlier, sorry, but that is an offensive foul. And he got away with it again, only to blow the layup. And, of course, complain. LeBron fans, show me where he gets grabbed on the forearm the way he's indicating there, or touched on his arms or hands at all during that play. What? This guy's a pathological liar. But more so, I said it in a previous episode, how deflating is it when your teammate either throws the ball away or just blows an open shot? I mean, that takes the wind out of your sails if you're the other four guys seeing that happen. Here comes LeBron's only made three of the evening, the big difference maker between him and D'Lo. What I want you to look at is the emphasis put on guarding D'Lo, and Aaron Gordon is concerned about helping with AD still, which is going to give LeBron the scoring opportunity. But he usually can't deliver. He finally does, and boom, now he's the GOAT. Look at him, looking tough. All right, now look at the clock. It's 4:16 left, and it's a 12-point lead for the Nuggets. So this is totally attainable. This is achievable. I feel like the body language in the Lakers has already been bad for a while, and LeBron is going to just commit lazy offense, just lazy fucking offense, and a blown opportunity. Here's a rare mistake by Jokic. I mean, he just threw that right to LeBron, and you know, that's backpedaling, not really particularly crazy defense there, but another layup for LeBron. A minute 35 left. Again, lazy offense. Did you guys see the short I did of Austin Reeves at the end of the game? The number of buckets he made in the closing minutes and seconds? I mean, you just do that a minute earlier in the game, and it's a whole different story instead of letting LeBron just fucking launch this bullshit. Oh, well, Reeves wasn't open like LeBron. No one is as open as LeBron. There's a reason that he's that open. And would it kill LeBron to set a screen for Reeves or someone else? I mean a real screen, not that illegal crap where he just kind of swings his body into the defender before he heads to the rim. I mean, it's so obvious that all he wants is to get a pick and roll layup. There's no attempt to actually block the defender and get his teammate open. My God, that's an ugly shot. Hey, let's trust LeBron to make a shot when it matters again. Did he call glass? Even though he didn't make it, I just want to know if he even called glass. Man, that is high on the backboard. And with 20 seconds left, El Ducho wants to pad his stats, even though the other team does not care. Go ahead. Go ahead, you self-centered piece of trash. All right, so that garbage is what gets his point total up to 23 off of buckets. But his actual total on the night is 26, so where did I mess up? He only made one free throw. So that brings us up to 24, which means I missed a two-pointer somewhere, almost certainly a layup. And that is the inspirational difference between him and D'Lo. I'll do a follow-up to this, try and figure out which shot I missed and get into some other details, but Game 4 is about to start, so I'd better get this published so you can see it before that game. I would just like to throw something out there and see what you think. Is it crazy to think that D'Lo would actually play poorly on purpose as a retaliation to how he's been treated this season? Is it crazy to think that he lost heart? I mean, seeing him on the sideline, it's pretty clear that he's not feeling well. He's feeling deflated. Maybe he lost heart. Maybe he's bitter. Call it what you want to call it. But look, they always say it starts at the top, unless we're talking about LeBron James. But I got to tell you, trade rumors all year, LeBron talking trash about D'Lo all year, and yet D'Lo being able to score like a mofo when LeBron isn't in the way. D'Lo not being allowed to have bad nights, but LeBron being allowed to have bad nights all over the place. I wouldn't tolerate it. I mean, I wouldn't want to play. I don't think I would throw a game. But you know what? If you've had a long, shitty year, and even when you have a great game, the so-called leader isn't giving you props, fuck you. I got to tell you, I would kind of be feeling like saying, fuck you. Even if I hit a bunch of shots tonight, you're going to fuck it all up at the end of the game and not get blamed. So you know what? Fuck you.